All of the content contained in this webcast is for informational purposes only. The investments and strategies contained in this webcast may not be suitable for you. Please consult your own independent financial advisor before making any investment or trading decisions. Good morning, traders and investors around the world, and welcome to Thursday's edition of premarketinfo.com, where we prepare you for the most important hour of the day, the first hour. Dennis, the S&P from that 4 o'clock spike that we have, and trading a good 12 points of that level, making a high here at 1368.50.
Yeah, we did have a pretty crazy spike there right at the 4 o'clock close. We spiked down on the S&P futures, and then kind of spiked right back up. A quick spike. If you had orders sitting out there, you probably did okay. This morning here, we've been actually pretty quiet, considering there's been quite a bit of news. We got same-store sales Thursday, quite a bit of stocks reporting those, so going to be some action in your retailers.
Okay, taking a look at the overnight low, 2 points above yesterday's low at 1358.75. If that holds as the low of the day, which is looking pretty good at this point, we have an upside target of 1372.50, and frankly only 4 points away from that level. The current high stands at 1368.50. If that holds as the high of the day, which seems kind of unlikely, we have a downside target of 1354.75. After making a new high of the move yesterday, our major resistance stands at 1377.25, and we're still holding above that magical $1350 level. Moving on to the Big Ten, ExxonMobil still challenging the $88 level, not quite being able to get up to Monday's high, which was 87.83. 87.44.49 Tuesdays and Wednesdays highs. That's a double top. That should be excellent resistance. We are trading up in the pre-market, so we'll use the 86.50 support number down to Wednesday's low at 86.21.
Pretty wild range. First really outside range there we've had in a while there, Joe, with a $1.30 range in ExxonMobil. Did get a little bounce, getting a little bit of bounce this morning off that 86.50 close, trading 86.89 right now, just a little bit of a lift. I'd expect some resistance to start to come in. Your whole number is probably around 87. Obviously, we're going to rally mode. That 88 still looms large.
Okay. Just continues its assault on the $550 level. Just floated up early in the session to 547.61. That's our all-time high. That's the only resistance we have. Trading well above the close here at 546. So let's use that 540 close as support down to the 541.92. I like that level as a swing number. Major support at 535.70.
Stock is just incredible, Joel. Even in the late day sell-off, Apple went from 545 to 536 in a matter of 20 minutes, just after 3:20 there Eastern, and then it rallied it all back in the last 20 minutes, or the majority of it back to close at 542 only, and still be up 7 points on the day. Trading up another $4 here again. You're right. We're right at that resistance level where we peaked yesterday at 547.61. We take that out, we're probably going to test the 550, so that would be your next major point of resistance.
Okay, IBM snuck back into the 199s again yesterday, Dennis. 199.23 being the all-time high. Got up to 199.17 yesterday, so you traders playing ahead at that number caught a pretty good short. Sold off 196.45 will be our support. That was the low. Just above that, the close 196.73. Trading up a little bit in the pre-market. Really no formidable resistance back up to that 199 level, but quite a ways to go. And don't look for a breakdown of this stock until we get a close below 196.
52-week high really put a stop to that rally in it yesterday, Joel. 199.23 is where we had topped out there just a few sessions ago, and this got up to 199.17, so just 6 cents off the all-time high, and then pulled back significantly. Wondering if these 199s are going to be like the 194s. Remember those 194s for like the whole month of February? Every time the stock would get into the 194s, it would sell back off a buck or two. Well, maybe we're going to start to see this happen in the 199s. It's happened a couple times already, so keep an eye on that. Again, if this stock breaks over 200, though, all bets are off for that.
Okay, speaking of stocks getting close to their 52-week high, Chevron Corporation stopped 7 cents short, making a high at 110.92. A little bit of weak on the close, along with the market. Made a low at 109.06 and closed at 109.12. So you got support in the 109 area, and really no good resistance up to that magical 110.99.
Wow, Joel, this got right up to there, 110.92, 7 cents off that all-time high, that whole 111 area. So we called this one, right? We were saying, if you get into those high 110s, it's going to be high-frequency resistance. And there definitely was. Stocks just spiking right down after getting up to that level. Continue to play it that way. Get into the mid 110s to the high 110s. I think it's a sell until it can make a new 52-week high and break out above 111. Keep it simple when you're trading. You say, oh, we're talking about similar levels. Well, it's because these levels, are important, and that's why we reiterate them to our listeners here every day. The 111 here is huge on this Chevron, and even the 110. You go back from the entire year and look at the chart. That 110 is just a big level, Joel.
Okay, moving on to Mr. Softy, Dennis. Hit that $32 level. It hit it like a rock. Pulled back. I think a little of that was attributed to the market. Hit the 32, just repelled off that. Sold off 161. Couldn't quite get to that 31.50 level where we had broken out from a couple days ago. Bounced up, closed at 31.75. Really no good resistance back up to that $32 level. They'll probably peck at it a few times before it busts through.
I think you called this one. That's what they usually do. They go up there, they peck, and then they take it out. And then you got to remember that 32.10 number that you were giving for quite some time there, Joel. Is that the 2008? Is that where you're getting that?
I thought that was the April 2010 high.
April 2010, okay. So, yeah, but you're getting back up to areas as the stock hasn't seen for quite some time. So it's always like, everybody's got their mentality, get back to even. So you do have a little bit of resistance in this area, and we've had a heck of a run. So I don't know where this Microsoft rally stops, just like we don't know where the Apple one stops. But when it does, it could turn in a hurry. So you got to be careful.
Okay, Procter Gamble just continuing its move up here. Did make a new 52-week high, but only by 5 cents, Dennis. You pointed out that 67.72 number. We got up to 77, so that should be good resistance. Closed at 67.52. We're trading down in the pre-market. Is that an ex-dividend, or is it actually
just
trading?
an odd lot went down there, Joel? So it's actually really had no trades really to report. Just a couple shares went down there. So that's what you're
saying. Okay, little old lady from Pasadena. Wednesday's low got good support, 67.31, coming back on the upside. I expect to find resistance from that 67.77 up to that $68 level.
68 is just huge on this thing too here, Joel. We got up to 67.77, but that's where your real resistance is 68. The high frequency guys seek that out, and they'll be selling in the 67.90s. You can be sure of that. Above 68, they'll scramble to cover, so then you have like a type of tractor being play if it gets into the 67.90s.
Okay, our bond here, AT&T, the bond in the Big Ten, made a high of the move there, 30.64. Really ignored the sell-off in the market. Closed nickel off the high of the day, 30.59. Support just keeps inching up, Dennis. Really hard to say the stock's going to go touch that July 14th high at 30.93. But it sure seems like it's migrating toward that $30.93 to $31 level.
Yeah, this stock had a 17-cent range there yesterday, but really it was in a 5 or 6 cent range for the majority of the day. I almost wonder, you got rebate traders almost trading this thing now. It's so tight. The risk is, getting, once, you have low volatility like that, and stocks trading 4 or 5 cent ranges, rebate traders, high frequency ones, and click traders, traditional click traders, will actually just sit there on the bid and the offer and try to collect the rebates off of even a stock like this now. They usually pick on stocks like Bank of America that are really low priced, but when a stock has this low of volatility, you'll see rebate traders come to stocks like this too, and what that that does is it makes the volatility even less because it's just so thick. It's hard for the stock to really move anywhere. And I think you're seeing it in stocks like AT&T now, just because the volatility is so low.
Okay, moving on to J&J. A little bit weak yesterday. Couldn't get up to Tuesday's high, 65.42. Stopped at 65.26 for 65.08 close. 64.71. Minor supported at Wednesday's low. I more or less like the 64.50 level, Tuesday's low. This stock has just been in a slumber, Dennis, since basically since the end of December. Wake this thing up.
What isn't in a slumber here besides Apple? Like there's so many stocks that have just been in these tight little ranges, boring, especially these thicker dividend paying stocks. They really don't seem to go anywhere. Again, so it gets to these tops of these ranges, you should be a seller. Gets to the bottom of the ranges, you should be a buyer. So again, I'll reiterate, 65.50 is where the resistance starts on this. Gets through there, then you look at 66. If it starts to break down, you got huge support down there now at 64 and in the low 64s.
Speaking of thick dividend-paying stocks that go nowhere, we can talk about Pfizer Corporation. I was able to shrug off another selling balance yesterday. Bounced up. I was able to hit 21.35. Just major resistance from that 21.35 to 21.43 level. And support my Tuesdays and Wednesdays lows at 21.03 to 21.06 should be good support today.
Yeah, the stock again had another huge selling bounce. It's 3 days in a row. It caused open down only 7 or 8 cents this time, so it didn't have as much impact. I think people are starting to catch on and providing liquidity into these imbalances. But yeah, you're going to see support here in the low 21s in this thing, and you're going to see resistance up in the 21.27, 21.30 area. That's where the range has been. I mean, if you were playing that range, Joe, you could have did it a dozen times here in the last month. So why stop, at lucky number 13? You might as well just continue to, be a buyer in the low 21s and a seller in the 21.30 area and try to scalp your 20-25 cents off the thing. And it seems like almost every day you're able to get it. Until it doesn't work, why stop doing it?
Okay, S&P's just made a new high of the move there at 1369 a quarter. Still hanging up here in the upper quadrant of the range. We have personal income coming out in 5 minutes. Not a huge number, but we'll see what it does to the market. We're going to take a quick break, and we'll be back with our market movers.